When the apocalypse comes, this
Somebody gonna
man
need to pick
is.
that lock.
We're gonna need a handyman. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I can't. What am I gonna do? Like, graphic design you something? Like, I have. Thing. Here's what I want. I want no exposition. I just want people talking, and then in the middle of that conversation, they go, "Hey, did you hear that there's gonna be an apocalypse?" And then boom.
I really
Okay,
want to
okay.
see if his boss battle is gonna be against Bob the Builder. I
Can
want to
we
know if that's
fix
gonna
it?
be his.
And
Yeah.
his final boss is probably gonna be the U.S. Measuring system. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna fight. You go to another. You get isekai somewhere else.
Yeah.
Joe Angel, first thing you're doing, you're getting rid of that ratty old Canadian suit. You know what I'm saying? Like that. He's got
Canadian tuxedo.
the. All right, all right, all right, all right.
All right.
Let's get started
Like
on this one, Joe Angel.
need
It's
a
getting hot in
handyman.
my studio.
All right.
Getting hot
Getting
in the
hot.
studio.
Getting high. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, and what? Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Me Pod. It's me, Joe Angel, with co-host Al, and we are here with some more anime, y'all.
What
Guess
month is
so.
it, Joe Angel? Who
I
knows?
don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. We're just going with the flow, going with
It
the
don't
feel.
matter. You know
You
what?
know?
Because we're just talking about anime. That's
Yeah,
how we do.
solid.
And
Solid.
Anime Me is a podcast where two people show each other anime and teach you, the listener, how to love and watch anime one episode, first episode at a time. Every
At
Monday
a
where you
time.
listen to podcasts.
Boom. Every Monday, y'all. That's where we got. Because today we are going to be talking about Handyman Saitou in Another World.
That once again, one of these animes with long titles that kind of
Track on a little
helps
bit.
you out a little bit. Just
Yeah.
get me going. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, help me out a little bit because
Yeah.
this anime is not helping me out. It's just the title is helping me. I'm like, all right, what's happening?
The
So
two-man
this will
tape.
be. You know what? This synopsis, I'm about to read it for the first time, and it might help explain everything for me because I got lots of questions. I got very few notes. Get ready, Joe Angel. Handyman Saito has never felt special in his life. When he's dropped into a medieval fantasy world, he gathers a party of unique beings to survive, surrounded by a heavy warrior, a spell-forgetting wizard, and even a divine fairy princess. He yearns to be helpful. But after Saito saves everyone during a raid, it's clear that having a handyman on an adventure isn't just useful, it's essential! Exclamation point. Oh, I almost read that okay. I almost read that okay. And the synopsis didn't help me any more than what I already have in my in my notes. The first
That
thing
was good
I
though.
like, dude, this show has zero exposition. Like, I'm always about like, no, don't give me what I want.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's what I want. I want no exposition. I just want people talking, and then in the middle of that conversation, they go, "Hey, did you hear that there's going to be
Yeah.
an apocalypse?" And then boom. All right, there we
Boom.
go. I'm ready to go. The show,
Work it
this
into the
movie is about
dialogue.
the
Just have
apocalypse.
them talk about it
It's
to
in
me.
pin. Yeah, just work it. Give me something. Give me something. This show gave me nothing. We start off, and he's this man. There's a man from Home Depot trying to unlock a chest, and he's in Middle Earth, maybe Middle
Yeah.
Earth, or he's in
We don't know.
he's Dungeons and Dragons raid,
Yeah.
and they've got a fairy princess or the fairy. They've got an armored person. They got a man from Lowe's who can fix pretty much anything. I go, this guy. He one of these, not like the other. It was something. No idea how he got there. Spoiler alert. End of the episode. Still don't know how he got there. Uh, all I know is his name. Uh, and some of these names are pretty great. The
Oh
wizard's
yeah,
name is Morlock, which
more
I
like
found so funny. I don't know why I found so funny. It's like they would put the name and what they did as part of their crew. And I
yeah.
was like, his name, he's like Merlin and he's a warlock, and they just put the name together as
More
Morlock.
like.
Just great writing. I mean, that's some Chat
Yeah.
GPT AI level. Give me a name for a
Name.
wizard, and
Yeah,
then boom, that's like second
more.
on the list, right
Yeah,
below Merlin. Merlin, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Uh, I watched this in the dub. I don't know if it was the same as the sub. Tell me, do they refer to the wizard as a geezer in the sub? In the subtitles, do they call him a geezer like 50 times?
I'm trying to
Okay, they
remember.
do,
Yeah, I
right?
think so.
Okay, they do.
Yeah,
Because they say it a lot, and I'm like, yo, dude,
yeah.
I used to use the word geezer all the time, and they trying to make it happen again, like fetch. Like
Yeah,
Gretchen
you
Wiener's
trying
trying
to
to
bring it
bring
back.
fetch back. Yeah, they're trying to bring geezer back. I was rolling every time they said that.
Oh man.
This old geezer. And by the way, I never felt so seen. I was like, that's me. I wrote that down. That's me as a wizard right there. This man
Yeah,
is trying to be a wizard. It's a funny take on wizards. You know, like the fact that he can't remember the spells
his
because they
own
always have to
spells.
remember
Yeah.
the spells. You know, like no one ever talks about like what if you're like are starting to like lose. I mean, I walk into different rooms in my house and I'm like, what am I
What am I
doing
doing
here?
in
I
there?
got
Yeah.
up.
Why am I here?
I'm like,
Where am I at?
why am I here? Yeah, honestly, it happens so often. I come into open up a drawer. I'm like,
Yeah.
what was I looking for? Am I supposed to be in this drawer? Where
Yeah.
am I at? Where are my shoes? How come I only got one shoe on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is me as a wizard. This
Yeah.
geezer, old geezer out here
Back problems like a
trying to,
mug.
oh, dude, the back problems. I never seen, I was like, I wrote that down too. I'm like, I need this. I need a back fairy. This fairy,
Yeah.
she's, she says her incantation or whatever her magic is
Yeah.
like relieve pain and improve circulation. That's what she says.
Yeah.
Every time she puts her hands out there, glowing light on the back pain, leave pain and I'm like, dude, that's what I need, man. I need
Oh yeah.
me a back fairy, dude. Like at the end of the
Not
day.
only that, it's funny too because like in one of the scenes, like he gives Saito a high five and it instantly hurts his back.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Just sit down, dude. You know what? Maybe just you're done.
Which they talk about it too. Is I think she so the knight Riazo had talked about him already like retiring, but I guess he came out of retirement, and so they're telling him like maybe you should go ahead and retire. So,
Oh
like,
snap. Hey, that's LeBron James right there. We're ready for him to hey,
right, yeah,
you couldn't do it this last season, dog. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, unless you have a back fairy, this is your last season, dude.
it is it, man. The headband can't go any further, man. It's gonna be off.
You got wearing a yarmulke. Yeah, wearing a
Yeah,
yarmulke for a headband. uh, dude, hey, by the way, I'm trying to figure out where they are, and I think I figured out where they are.
where are they?
They're in America, bro. You know how I know they're in America?
How?
Because America refuses to use the metric system. We can use anything else, any other form of measurement except for the metric system. They're over here using motoraka. You know what a motoraka is? If you know, you know. If
You
you know,
know,
you
you
know.
know.
How many motораkas is that?
Oh
That was they
man,
got me on that. That was a good part. I was like, "This is
that's
America.
so
We
unexpected
ain't
too.
using no. We don't. It's so random. I'm like, we ain't
Yeah,
using no dang metric system up in
nah,
this. And 20 centimeters? Nah, that's a motor
nah,
rocket, son.
there's a motor. I guess. It's so funny
Dude,
because
that
he's looking at the fairy Lafapan.
yeah.
He's looking
And
at her
she
because
is
apparently she's one. Motoraka.
Motoraka.
So he's just looking at her like,
Like, hold
yo,
on.
that
And
is
she's
pretty long.
like, yeah, that's a that's a decent size ferry. Oh snap! There was some moments like
Oh,
that that happened throughout the show that I'm like, this is a little off the wall, a little wild, a little wild. I'm
oh
also
wow.
not confused. I think I'm starting to put it together a little bit as I will continue to watch more anime and refusing to read because we all hear how I read. I'll be this first episode took me 22 minutes to watch. The contents that contains this inside of a manga would have taken me at least 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So like do I have time for 3 weeks or do I have
Yeah,
time for
I got
22
it. I
minutes?
got time for that.
I
You
ain't
know,
got
we got
time for
time
that. I
for
got 22 I got 22 minutes, baby. That's all I got.
that.
Let's see here. I had some other there's this show. What happens? Like they keep flashing and they give us like Saito is feeling fulfilled or something like that.
Yeah,
And they have different like little like segments in the show where like we watch like
yeah,
2 or 3 minutes. There's a new title screen. There's another like little thing that happened. This happened like conservatively maybe 20 times during the episode.
yeah. It
Like
made it feel long, like
right, it
honestly.
did. Like this is like okay, all right, now he's picking a lock here, and
Yeah,
now the Night King is slicing this thing in half. Okay,
yeah,
now this is happening. He fell down a well, and
yeah,
now his leg is broken. And now like there's a lot of these little sections of like snippets of the whole show. Like it didn't feel like one cohesive show. It just felt like a bunch of little small shows in
yeah,
one show, which made me feel like the lack of exposition, the fact that they kept going on about, like changing each little scene made me feel like,
yeah.
dude, I did it again, Joe Angel. I'm watching the wrong episode.
I'm
I'm
watching
on
the wrong
episode,
thing.
I'm on, I'm on
Episode
season 2.
30. Yeah,
I'm on episode 30. This we're about to be done. Yeah, like Joe Angel's got to wing it. He's got to get up there and be like, all
yeah.
right, let's go. Let's
All
do
right,
this. I'm a,
here
maybe I watched the wrong episode.
we go. I would
uh,
say it really is. So the fulfilled part is so he's a handyman that
mm-hmm,
came from the real world.
mm-hmm,
He got isekai'd into another world,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and so he's using his handyman skills because the party he's in with everybody, Razal wanted a kind of wanted a like kind of like a thief, pick lock, kind of a roguish type character who could pick locks almost.
mm-hmm.
And Saito came in and it's like they're expert in picking locks. But we flash back to his werewolf stuff where he's like opening this lady's door because she locked herself out, and then she's like, "Oh man, you did that in like 30 seconds." He's like, "Yeah, no problem." It's like, "Yeah, so that'd be like 7,000 yen." And instantly, ladies are like, "What? Are you serious?"
Oh,
He's all,
I was so
he's all
angry.
like, he's like, "Yeah, I mean, it's in all the ads." And she's like, "Oh, give me discount." Like immediately, just like, "What up, lady?" Like, you have to drive
Be
there.
grateful.
Ad, yeah, be grateful he did it. Which, by the way, in so in USD, that's translated into about I think it was 48.50.
Man, that's so cheap, bro.
Yeah, compared to some other places that I've known charging $100 to do that.
100. That's like
100 at least.
she gets here's okay, you know what? Let me can I get on my soapbox just for a second?
Go,
I'm gonna
go
try
for
to
it.
make this as
Go for it.
quick as possible. When somebody does something
Soapbox
like
that.
this for you, soapbox Sal, then put it on. I'm a little like little
Yeah.
soapbox Sal. Listen here. You if you pay for somebody with an expertise that you don't have, it's gonna take them way less time for them to do it
Yeah.
because they've been doing it forever. So it didn't take him 30 seconds to unlock that door. It took him, oh, how long has he been unlocking doors?
Yeah.
Probably 10 years or 5 years. 5 years and 20 seconds. So you're
Yeah.
paying for 5 years or 10 years and 20 seconds worth of experience for this person. So they're worth the money. It didn't take them 20 seconds. It took them all those years to learn how to do it, and they doing it upright. That's my piece.
Doing it. That's peace.
doing it
Yeah.
upright. Here's the thing that he's not doing right though. You go to another, you get isekai somewhere else.
Yeah.
Joe Angel, first thing you're doing, you're getting rid of that ratty old Canadian suit. You know what I'm saying? Like that. He's got
Canadian tuxedo.
the
Uh,
tuxedo. He's denim from top to bottom, buttoned up.
yeah.
Look the part, bro. Like
Yeah. Look the part, man. Get some armor. Get something.
he,
Yeah.
get something.
You
You know
can
what I'm
pick.
saying? Like
You can pick locks. I'm pretty sure you could break into somewhere.
break into a Banana Republic and get you a better
Yeah.
suit, bro. Like, like they got like armor. The wizard's looking his part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the fairy's looking her part. Like, get dripped
And
out. You know, go to
get dressed up.
Animemi.
Yeah.
Go to animemi.com and get you an Animemi Pod T-shirt. That's what he needs. He just like get you something else.
That'll get you plus 5 dexterity right there. +10 charisma.
Yeah, give this man some raise.
Yeah. But yeah, cause and then we go to another part where I guess it's his boss is like let him like, well, if you don't like it, you could quit. Somebody else will replace you. And then he just goes back to on the phone. Oh, hey, thanks for calling.
Dude,
So
hey, I marked that part down too because he's got the phone
yeah,
like
yeah, right there.
he's got it right here. He's like, you know
They
what?
totally heard that.
He gotta put his business out on the
Yeah.
streets. Like, you know what? How about you quit? You whack. Nobody likes you here anymore. Anyway, hello, how are you? He's code switching in real time. You know what I'm saying? Like that person
Real time. Yeah,
heard him go from 0 to 100.
quick.
I marked that too. And then at the very end, I wrote down what the, and then question mark, 3 exclamation points, 2 more question marks, a period. What happened? What is this show? Like, they gave us nothing except for the fact that what we got was Saitou is a handyman and
Yeah.
he feels useful with his new clan. And
Oh,
that's about all we get. Like, I didn't see a like an upcoming bad guy or like an overarching like thing he's got to do. Did I miss any of that? What did I
uh,
miss?
so there are some unrequited feelings
Ah,
from
yes.
Rizel from
Hmm.
Razel to Saito
The Night
because
Queen.
she's like the Night Queen. Because and the first store they break in, he's all like, "Hey, your helmet's loose. We gotta fix. Let me fix it." And she's like embarrassed about taking it off. Then in one of the segments, he's at a he's at a shop uh, where the man is a genius who can use an abacus. Then
Yeah,
we see Raza
crunching
walk in.
numbers.
Just he's crunching numbers right now. I don't know if he's helping her run the store. I don't know. Who knows, man? He's just there crunching numbers. But Razel walks in this super like bad guy armor, trying to be nonchalant. Walks in like, hey, how can I help you? She's like, oh, can I get some medicinal herbs? And she's, oh yeah, it's right over there. And like within 30 seconds, it was all like, oh hey, I didn't know you had that kind of armor. And she's like, no, it's not me, Mr. Saito. And he's like, you just call me Saito.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell somebody that you don't know them, don't use their name.
Yeah, like you ain't slick. She ain't slick.
Yeah. And so she runs out, runs through the alley, Lapon, the fairy's there, and she's just like, if you wanted just to be with them, you could have just gone with them. Like you didn't have to like sneak around and be creepy. As later on, when they're in a dungeon, I think he's about to be attacked, and she goes, "Watch out!" And then Lafons has a little quick line of like, "Oh, so she does. She's like does care about him." And it's like
Hmm.
Lafons picking it up that like she likes him, and so there's that little bit of that. And then, but I think for the most part too, it's just Saito like feeling that he was a nobody in his world, and now he's like being a somebody. Because
Yeah.
especially at the end too, where they're like walking with him, he was just like, "Oh, I thought you guys were just gonna leave without me." And Morlock was all like, "Oh man, we would never abandon you. You should know that." And so he's starting to feel like more fulfilled and more wanted and
Yeah.
appreciated. of what
I
he
think
does.
there's
Yeah,
yeah, and I feel like that is the thing. I guess maybe I don't know what we can consider this, but like it's a bit of an escapism for the viewer. If you were to watch something and you kind of like have a you relate or kind of feel like he's in a fantasy world. Like you can kind of put yourself in this, like, man, what would it be like if I were in a fantasy world and like, he don't have main character energy in his real world, but in this fantasy world he could. And there's a bit of a relatability to him because he just seems like a regular Joe Schmo
yeah.
who has, he's got skills, but they're underappreciated where he's actually from. But where he is now, it's like, oh, like I do belong. I am accepted, and I can
I'm
see
a
that as
somebody.
a yeah, yeah, that like most people would kind of like could be drawn to. If you're a reader or a watcher of this show, you go, oh yeah, like I am him. He is I. He is him, by
Yeah,
the way. Like,
he
atta
is him.
boy, dude. Atta boy. He sure does take that breaking his leg pretty
Attaboy.
easy too. I mean, like, yikes.
Yeah.
uh
Yikes. Need more on that one.
What else? Oh, there was something else too that I kind of clocked. Oh, well,
Oh
the
yeah,
other
the
thing
other
too is
two
that he has some
random ones.
sort of, what's that?
I
What's
thought you were
that?
gonna say the random dwarf episode, and then the two, the mage and the chick. Like the two really quick, like random people that they were just in and out. Uh,
In
the
and out,
dwarf
yeah, real
tank with the
quick.
puppy in his helmet, and then the girl and the guy eating, and then like, oh wait, we gotta fortify our weapons because we can't use magic, and then they get up and walk, and then that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, she's like, I was thinking the same thing immediately, like why and
Yeah,
what's going on. But I guess maybe they might explain that later, or they're just like, that's just a thing
maybe.
that
Yeah,
that happens in dungeons. I don't watch enough dungeon stuff or like read enough about dungeons that I don't know like unwritten rules about like, oh, you can't use magic, and is that happen in like
yeah,
Dungeons and Dragons
yeah.
or
There's certain areas where, yeah, yeah. There's certain areas where like magic is restricted, and so you don't like just think of like kind of think of it in like Star Wars terms where they can feel the Force. So there's like
yeah.
an area where they can't get in tune with their magic as well. Like their phone reception is being jammed. They're out in the boonies
Okay,
and
okay,
there's no
okay.
cell towers around, so they can't connect. Um,
Would this show
and so there's
like
that stuff. There's like the mimics too, the treasure chests. Those are common.
mm,
There's like creatures who just they're called mimics. They lure in victims uh, by dressing as a treasure chest, and that's how they get their stuff.
uh have you played Dungeons and Dragons?
Kind of, sort of. I know I've played a lot
Ki
of Dungeons and Dragons S type stuff.
yeah,
So, but
things
pretty much
like it,
any
right?
type of like RPGS, yeah, they all kind of like fall into uh similar categories as far as what you deal with, like mage powers, the creatures you run into,
Wizards. Yeah.
rules and stuff of like wizards, traps, party systems, what you want in a party, like that type of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so because I'm watching this and I'm thinking like I wonder if once again I ask these questions all the time if I were into the thing a little bit more. Like if I knew a little bit more of like yeah, like RPGs or Dungeons and Dragons, if I would find shows like this that much more enjoyable because I have more context. I have a little bit more
Yeah,
contextual understanding of the world that
yeah,
they are inhabiting. So I don't know if you have that and if you feel that or if you know anybody else that does and would say like, oh yeah, these are the kind of shows I watch too, or is it just I don't know, like I mean I don't want to like oversimplify watchers and like people who are into Dungeons and Dragons and they go, well, all I consume is Dungeons and Dragons stuff like this. I don't know,
yeah,
but I don't know if you feel the same or feel a little bit more of a kinship or a understanding of the show because you have some background to it.
I do. I mean, I liked it. Like I understood. Like I said, I know the world, the rules, kind of the stuff you deal with, and so for me at least, I could get into this and like it.
Mm,
Like, and then pretty much like it's another isekai. So it's the whole isekai vibe.
yeah, yeah, and we know a little bit. I know a little bit about it, but I want to know more. So, Joe Banks, do the people some favors
Yeah.
and give us some facts.
What's that? Oh yeah, let's get into some of the facts of this show. So, Saito in Another World started off as a manga, and it was written and illustrated by Kazutomo Ichitomo, and it came out in October of 2018, and it is available on Kurokawa Shoten's Kamakwaka website, and it is still going on to this day. So it is
How
still
did this
being
show?
created.
How did this come to you? Do you know about this first? Some of these shows that you recommend or we're watching, do you know of it as a manga first or a web? Then we watch it, or
Uh,
then you watch it and bring it to us. How did this one come to you?
this one Crunchyroll threw in my face. It was like, "Hey,
Ah,
we
yes, yes, yes,
noticed
yes, yes, yes.
some of the stuff you watch. Here's this. Watch this." Right in my face. So I was like, "All right, let me put that on the list. I'll watch it." Mostly, yeah, that's how I basically kind of found it. It was just in my suggestions box in Crunchyroll. Saw the title, saw how it looked. I was like, "That looks interesting. I'll watch that." Yeah.
Okay,
It's just
okay,
how it is.
okay.
And so the anime came out in January of 2023, and it was animated by Studio C2C, which is the studio that brought us Shangri-La Frontier. So
Another
these guys know what's
isekai.
up with isekais.
Yep, yep. And silliness,
And
because I remember
and
that
yeah,
there was some real silliness going on in Shangri-La Frontier.
oh yeah. And so we have the opening song. It's called Kaleidoscope by Teary Planet. Then we have the ending song, Hida Marino Saitou by Konako. And so, like I said, like the end of the song, like the ending of this, the song, like it was pretty good. I like the song at the end. Kind of just vibed out to it. Let's see. We have the character designs by Yoko Tanabe. We have the music composition by Tomotaka Osumi. And we have, and of course, it was directed by Toshiyuki uh, Kubuka. And then the script is by Kenta Ihara. So these are people that were mainly the heads of this whole series. Like I said, the music in it, it wasn't too overbearing. It wasn't like took it out. I felt it was really good as far as like being implemented in the scenes and stuff like that. Um, I would say I did watch this both in like the sub and the dub, and it's pretty much the same as far as tones and stuff goes. There wasn't really anything too like off the wall for me or anything like that.
I'm getting real lag here. Hold up.
Hold them up.
Are
Write
you
this time
are
down.
you there now?
Yeah, I'm there. Are you there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know why when you're talking, it's lagging like crazy. But all right, let's
Yeah.
go back to the sub and the dub.
Okay. So I watched this both in subbed and dubbed. For the most part, it's pretty good. I didn't have any kind of issues with it. He sounded kind of the same. They all kind of sounded the same. The English voices felt good as the Japanese voice. Well, there were some subtleties in that I liked more in the Japanese dubbed than English, as far as like,
Hmm.
especially with Razal and her interaction with Saito. 'Cause I felt like
Hmm.
there were some things in the Japanese dub that were said with a certain like tone and emphasis that wasn't quite there in the English
Okay.
dub. So that's the only
I
little
feel
thing. But other
like
than that, it was
I feel like a silly goose kind of anime can get away with being, in a English dub.
yeah, yeah,
Because, like you don't, as long as you get the comedic timing right, just kind of like you can kind of float through it and be fine with it, as opposed to like
yeah,
having to convey some nuanced, emotions like in other animes. That's
yeah,
something that would kind of require a little bit more, timing and a little bit, well, not timing, but like a little bit more emotion, and like some of that would be a little bit more, a little tougher to like navigate, as opposed to just like
Yeah,
we're just making a joke and just be funny, and I don't think you can kind of go too wrong. I'm reminded of
nah.
was the barbells. What was that? The do you lift barbells, or how heavy are your
Oh,
barbells? Dumbbells? How
how
heavy are your
heavy?
dumbbells?
How heavy are the dumbbells you lift? Yeah,
Yes. Like that show
yeah,
is it's silly and it's kind of informative. And I watched some of it in the dub, and then I even watched some of it in the
yeah,
sub, and I'm like, well, like it really, because it's just kind of silliness, that it doesn't really, I don't feel like I'm losing anything,
yeah.
not like Ninja
But
Kamui where, that's different. So dude, I'm telling you, go watch it.
so, dude.
What was that? What was the other
Go
one we
finish
watched?
it.
The 91 days.
Uh
91 days is that's
oh
a real good example.
yeah.
Like I joke that I'm like dub only, but like, dude, that one was tough in English. It's just like, good gosh.
That was all direction right there, man. That was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
hey, I know they said this, but this is what I feel
yeah.
like.
Yeah, come on. Come on now. You ain't even
Come on,
trying.
not trying at all. And that's about it. Yeah. So there's 12 episodes, one season so far.
Pretty new.
Like I said, pretty new, pretty niche. I I liked it.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
it's fun. It's silly.
Yeah.
That the Motoraka part really took me.
Yeah.
I was like, because at first I was like, I almost predicted it, dude. I'm like watching that scene, and he's like,
Yeah.
he pulls out his measuring tape, and he goes, they're like, let's hear, that's 1, 2, that's like 6 centimeters here, or something like that. And they're like, centimeters. What is this? Because it's a mode of,
What?
it's a form of,
Yeah.
what do they call it? Like a measurement
Uh,
increment. It's an
yeah, but
increment, measurement increment, or something like that. This is how we measure. He goes,
yeah.
well, what do y'all use? And I was thinking in my head, there's a joke here, because
It's
I've
America.
seen.
We
I
use
don't know if you ever
American.
see the jokes. There are jokes where, like that's a recurring joke where you
Yeah.
watch something. It's like, hey, that man is 6 foot longs. Like that man is
Yeah.
this is two whales long. You know what I'm saying? Like like they use them most.
Yeah.
And so my mind's already there because I've already seen all the jokes about it. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, what if they? And then I'm watching. I'm like, oh, they're making the joke. So it kind of cracked me up a little bit, man. All right, are we ready to guac talk
Uh,
this or what?
uh, yeah, let's squawk talk this.
Get your guacamole talkies out there. Let's talk about
Oh,
this anime.
listen.
This show is both slow and fast at the same time. Am I wrong in that right there, right? Like it's just kind of like
Uh,
it's an interesting watch. Like
yeah.
if you're if you're in for isekai and you kind of know or feel or have watched Shangri-La Frontier, which I think is Shangri-La Frontier is a little bit more straightforward. This feels kind of a little bit everywhere. We're kind of bouncing around, and Shangri-La Frontier feels like it has like a straight line
Yeah.
from one spot to another, whereas this kind of feels like whoop, boop, 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 with no exposition, and you're just kind of going along for the ride, which is fine. I
Yeah.
think I could probably throw this thing on and just kind of like, you know, do some knitting, or
Do something.
do a crossword puzzle,
Uh,
the things, whatever old
crossword.
people do. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Pick a lock while he's
yeah.
picking a lock. See, see,
Learn
you can
how
do
to
it the
pick.
fastest. Yeah.
Like I kind of want to know. That's not a
Yeah.
bad profession to
That's
get
good.
into. People need it, you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to be part of a crew, make
Hey,
yourself useful. When the apocalypse comes, this
somebody gonna
man
need to pick
is
that lock.
we
Yeah.
need a we're gonna need a handyman. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I can't. What am I gonna do? Like graphic design you something? Like I have very un very few useful. I can make you a poster that we're
Yeah.
starving. Like uh, can you tell
Uh,
us how to get out of this zombie apocalypse? And I'll
yeah.
use a nice typeface and some good hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's about all I got, dude. I got get this man's got some real useful
Survival
hard
skills.
skills. Yeah, hard survival
Yeah.
skills. I'm liking that.
It really is it really does like put an emphasis on like knowing how to like be handy, like doing
Yeah,
handy stuff.
That
because
and like,
it is a
go ahead.
profession that like some people don't always like shine a light on, but it
Yeah.
is one that like everybody needs. Like there's always going to be something that you'll need a handyman for, and like so there's got to be those people who are going to have to be good at that stuff, and like so it really shines a light on that, like that side of uh profession, like
And
the
if we
blue
zoom out
collar.
even, yeah, yeah. And if we zoom out even more, there is something to be said about the show kind of like if we want to put a message to it, like
Yeah,
you are useful, you
yeah,
are wanted, you may feel um like you have nothing to offer, but around the right people, around, you know, the right group, or around
yeah,
somebody, you are, you know, you are wanted for something for somebody, you know, like you
yeah,
are, people will do, there's somebody out there that appreciates you.
yeah.
And I think that's kind of where we are in this show. Like that's what this show is
You may
kind of
not
gauging.
be yeah, you may not be somebody for everybody, but you're someone for somebody.
Yeah. Or yeah, yeah. I think yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's the thing.
yeah,
Yeah, you are,
yeah,
and if that's the messaging, then I think they kind of, I hope they continue to kind of lean in on that, and I enjoy that part of the show. As far as this show is what, like, let me say 14 plus, 12
yeah.
plus,
Let's see here.
isekai fantasy, I'm guessing.
Isekai
If
fantasy.
it feels like a
Uh,
shonen.
so it is marked as a seinen
Oh,
manga.
adult. Well, you know, there was that one scene,
Adultish.
the
Yeah.
Motoraka, bro. I mean, like,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
dude,
pretty dang
that
adult.
really was
Okay.
out of nowhere.
It really was. If you know it, if you listen to this, go back and watch this first episode,
Yeah.
and just for that scene, it's
Just for that
hilarious.
scene. So
It's
this
a
is 16 plus.
okay, okay, yeah. I mean, well, yeah, that's pretty adult. That one scene is
Yeah,
pretty dang adult.
well, yeah,
But you know, I guess my only gripe about it was it has a weird pacing to it. It did have an
yeah,
interesting kind of weird pacing to it that I kind of like. Where's my through line besides him
yeah,
just kind of going from place to place, you know?
yeah,
But of course, that's unfair of me to do that for the first episode. I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't want to give it all away. Maybe we'll find out more as we continue.
yeah,
We see some of the flashback going back to the regular world, so you know,
yeah.
that's, I sure things will come to light
Oh
later.
yeah.
But will I watch
It,
it to
will you
get that part of
watch
it?
it?
Let me see here. 1 out of 5.
One
What did you enjoy?
out of
1 out of
5
5
lock
Motorakas.
Motorakas.
How many Motorakas
How many
am I
Motorakas are you laying out there,
am I
man?
using to measure, you know, units of measurement?
Units of measurement.
Units of measurement. I mean, I did laugh at some of this stuff, but I probably won't continue the show. Well, I mean, it's only. Did you say it's only 12 episodes?
Yeah, 12 episodes.
You know, that's a tough one for me, man, because you know how I can go like,
Yeah.
well, maybe I'll go ahead and just
Hey,
throw it on. Maybe,
yeah.
you know, maybe. I'm at I'm probably at a I'm probably at a 2. I'm probably at a 2 out of 5 on this one. Just because, I mean, maybe it doesn't like tickle my fancy in all the other aspects of it all. Like I
Yeah.
enjoy fantasy here and there, but is it for me? Probably. Where you at on this one?
I give this a 3.5.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Have you watched more of this?
Uh, no, but I am going to watch more of this because
Okay, okay,
it
okay,
is my
okay, okay.
vibe. Like
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
it's got the comedy parts of it. It's
Mm-hmm.
isekai, but it is like another one of those things where it's just the randomness of it too. That's what I kind of like. I like
Mm-hmm.
having like sometimes I just like don't even want to know what's going on half the time. I just want to watch something, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And with how like with the pacing of it too, like I said, it feels long. Like even though the segments are short, with how many segments they did,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I do feel like there is a main point to it, um, which is Saito feeling more accepted and seen. Um, which is something I like when
Yeah.
stories do that.
It's a
Uh,
fun escape too. Like
yeah, it's a fun
the
escape.
escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really do want to see if
Will
his
they,
final
won't they?
boss.
Oh,
I feel like they will, but I really
okay,
want
okay.
to see if his boss battle is gonna be against Bob the Builder. I
Can
want to
we
know if that's
fix
gonna
it?
be his.
And
Yeah.
his final boss is probably gonna be the U.S. Measuring system.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight a ruler or try to figure out how to
yeah.
convert.
Right.
What is 7/8? What is 7/8? What 2 and 7/8 into how many
Two, seven.
centimeters? I have no idea. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like how do you do this?
Are we gonna see Tim the
That's
Toolman
the
Taylor coming out of this mug?
oh, that's his boss, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or either
Just gonna
his
hear that ho 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 in the background.
ooh.
That's his intro
Yeah,
music.
boy. That or either it'll be his Obi-Wan, like Tim
Oh
Toolman Taylor
yeah,
comes out as his Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know what I'm saying?
right,
Like I'm down for a show like that, bro. Like
right.
for real. We're making
For real,
jokes,
for real.
but for real, Tim and Al Borland.
That Al Gore. Hey, that's the second anime right there.
That's
That's
the
the second
second.
idea.
Hey, let's do Tim and Al and their Obi-Wan and Yoda
Yoda.
te- teaching somebody how to be a woodworker, like
Yeah.
the greatest woodworker.
Greatest woodworker ever,
Oh, wow.
guys.
Of all time,
Oh,
baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bob Vila style.
man.
Greatest of all
Fabulous.
time. Or just the greatest of our time. The Goot. I'm going to make that
The
happen. The
Goots.
Goot. Not the Goat.
The Goot.
Goot. Greatest of our time,
OT.
baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what.
The Goot. God. The
The
greatest
Goot.
of our time. And you know what else is the greatest of our time? This podcast that you're watching. Because we teach you how to love and watch anime, guys. Which is the thing that everybody needs in their life, guys. Because like we said, even though they're silly, even though they're funny sometimes, even though they might have no directions, there are some uh deep connections that anime brings us that we bring to you by talking about it, guys. And where can you listen to us talk about it? On all of our podcast platforms as YouTube, on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on Podbean, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to us, wherever you watch us, that's where we are, guys. And you can also go find us at our website, anime-me.com, where you can find not only this episode, but a list of all of our other episodes with all the other animes that we have watched. And you can also find the links to all of our socials and podcasts and platforms there, as well as buying your own Anime Me shirt, y'all. You can find it there, guys. And as we've been talking about it, guys, we've been announcing it. Our 1st episode's coming up, guys. It's getting closer. And we are doing a giveaway. And you want to be entered in the chance to win that because we are giving away some pretty awesome unreleased merch. And we got a super secret gift that you're definitely going to want to try to win, guys. And the only way to do that is by going to our Instagram, look at the post. Just follow us on Instagram, guys, because we're going to be posting and updating on that because the entries for this giveaway due in on July 7th, guys. So head over to our Instagram before it's too late. Get entered in for a chance to win some cool merch and a super secret prize, guys. You're going to want it. You're going to need it. Just like everybody
You
needs a
want to
handyman to pick a lock. You want to like it.
like and subscribe, baby.
Like and subscribe, baby. Well, I've been joined with my co-host Sal, and we will see you on the next one. Laters.
Peace.
これはアニメミーでした。これから帰国の旅を始めます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that.
I like that. Like a little I was trying to think of who did the one we were talking about where it was like it was released almost like
Lucky Star.
yeah, that's what it was, like Lucky Star. the the most famous
The most
we want to
famous.
be following it like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's who
Yeah.
we want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be like. That's some good dialogue. That's some good writing though. So I can't
Yeah,
hate.
yeah.
I don't hate on Lucky. I don't like hate on it because it wasn't good writing. Okay, it's good writing. So I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I'm like, like what is going on? All of Texas is getting rained on.
Try to think. I know yesterday I think it was around afternoon sometime or at
Yeah.
night.
That was.
I
I'm
know it
telling
got
you, it was.
like really windy, really
Yeah,
stormy,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
lightning
That
and
was.
stuff. Yeah.
You're 4 hours away, Joey. This was happening everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Like everywhere it was.
Everywhere. Out of
It,
Texas.
yeah, all of Texas is either in a drought or flooding.
Yeah.
No in between.
Yeah.
No in between. Drier than a
Yeah.
bone, wetter than a
Yeah, because I got
stone. I don't know.
the weather alert. It was like, all right, weather storms, watch for it. And then like 5 minutes later, flood alert. I was like, okay. Like, what's going on out there, man? It was like 100 degrees 2 days ago.
Dude, this is why we're all all these people who are living who are moving in from other states, they find out real fast.
Yeah.
Texas don't want you here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You try to,
They don't want you.
try to,
I have a friend who's from Washington, and I was in Washington with them, and it's raining over there. It's a nice rain, bro. We're talking like a drizzle. It's just chilling.
yeah,
And I'm like,
chilling.
this is, yeah, a chilling rain. Like, he could be outside eating if he wanted to. It ain't
The
no
type of
big
rain you
thing.
see in
And it's like, oh,
movies.
it's,
They just
yeah,
chilling.
it is. It is. And then he comes
Chilling in the
here
coffee
and goes to
shop.
school here. He was in his first thunderstorm here
Yeah.
in Texas. And it was like, yo, the world's going to end. I'm like, yeah, that's a real rainstorm, bro. We're talking lightning, thunder,
Yeah.
tornadoes. You're going to have some hail probably. I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
that's a real storm,
Just tell
bro.
them, go take a nap. It'll be done by the time you wake up, man. It'll be like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, the sun will be out. Don't worry about it. So you ain't gonna die,
Yeah.
but hey,
Uh,
did you ever watch have you seen The Last of Us? Did you play the
yeah, I
video
watched the
game?
first season. Yeah, I played both of them.
You
The
know,
second
a lot
one,
of people hating. A lot of people hating like hardcore, dude.
it's one of those things where it's like from live action, video game to
It
live
doesn't.
action.
Uh-huh.
Ellie has a certain look
Well,
about her, and the she does fine. She did fine. She's a good actor. Was she the right actor for Ellie?
there's
No, in my opinion, she wasn't.
no
But it is what it is.
that people are wrong though, dude. They can't. Why they coming at her like that hard? Like she's just. It is what it is. Sometimes you look a certain way.
Yeah.
Like just
I
because
mean, even in the game, like the second game, a lot of
hmm
people were hating on the end of it
on the
because
video game even.
yeah, yeah, the ending of the second game of this part two is
hmm
kind of trashy and
It's
ridiculous.
I go back and forth on that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you you let sometimes the masses will tell you this ain't it, but then sometimes they'll tell you this should be it, and then you give it to them and they're like, this is trash. Like, this is what you asked for, so
I mean, we got it right with Sonic, so
that's our one though. You know what I'm saying? Hang the hat on
that's our
that.
one.
We did it.
Yeah,
But then I didn't like the
yeah.
way they reimagined the Ninja Turtles. Like, why didn't we like bully them on the Ninja Turtles? I like the old school Ninja Turtles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that. You know,
Get those costumes back.
get the costume back, dude. Get Jackie Chan in that mud.
Yeah,
I want a sweaty, man in a costume, just
in
like
a
can't
costume.
even breathe.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we want. You know what I'm saying? Like
so we want.
somebody with a
It's
rash,
interesting.
gold
Yeah,
bond.
go throw baby powder in there, cool them down. I would say they did release the actors for the Harry Potter series, the trio.
I seen that. Mm-hmm.
So you got like Harry, Hermione, and Ron now.
Yep.
I think it's fine.
I
There's a
yeah.
lot of people who don't.
Seriously, like Snape is played by a black man, and people are gonna be,
Yeah,
hey, hold him up. You can't do that. But I hadn't seen
yeah,
anybody say that though.
yeah.
I,
It
I
is
like it. I like all the.
it's a weird thing because it's just the way that Snape was treated too in the books. Like when we get to that part, go back into his past, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be really weird because they call him Greasy. So you're gonna have to have a white
Ooh.
actor calling the black man Greasy. Like,
Eek.
you really
Whoa.
want
Hey.
that? It's
You
like,
want this?
yeah.
Yeah. That is
So it's like, like it's gonna be weird. But
don't get
guess
into a
so.
fight. Don't tell us
Yeah,
don't let us. I mean, we told you. We warned you. Be careful.
yeah. We want.
Be careful.
What else I was gonna say? There's that one. What else was there? Phoenician
I
schemes
mean,
coming
was it
out.
Snow White? Was it Snow White in that casting? I mean, there's just been some casting like that people have kind of hated on just recently. And I'm kind of like, I don't
That's
know, man.
I don't know, man. Hollywood doesn't know what to do right now, man.
They really don't, dude. They're like, what about this? And we're all like, no. And then they were like, do that. And then they do it, and you're like, still no. I don't like anything you're doing. I don't want that. Like a kid,
I don't
whatever.
want that. I never asked for
Yeah.
this. You did? Not this.
Well, it's like
I asked for something, but it wasn't this.
This is a like what was it? It's that it's like a parable. It's like a kid telling their parents like they're going through a grocery store like mommy, I want that, and then the mom's like, no, you can't have that. And they're going down another aisle and mommy, I want that. Like, no, you can't have that. And they continue to do this throughout the entire store, and then finally mom breaks down and gives it to her. Here you go. All right, we're going. You can have it.
Yeah.
And then she throws it on the ground. She goes, mommy, I don't want that. And she goes, I thought you wanted it. She goes, no, mommy, I wanted something I can't have, and now you gave it to me. And
Now
how
I don't
dare
want
you? That's what we are. That's what we as Americans, as people, consumers. We want things we can't have, and when you give it to us, we're like, no, I don't want this.
play with it for 5 minutes and then we're done. All right, I want something.
Yeah, broke it. You know what I'm saying? He-Man
Broke
has them rubber bands that keep his legs together. That rubber band breaks. He ain't got no legs.
Yeah, he had no legs.
He ain't got no legs.